So, did you see that Bungie's leaving Activision?
Oh, yeah? No, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, apparently they're taking Destiny with them, too.
Huh, why do you think that is?
You know what they wanted?
More power, more power, more power, more.
Welcome back to the 2019 premiere of the More Power Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Dan Bana, and with me, Will Tactics.
Will Tactics, baby, yeah.
And we do want to clarify, last week we ran a little segment on Dragon Ball Fighter Z being banned from tournaments, and while the video was being edited, before it got uploaded, some new information came out, and if you want to clarify or let people know the update on...
Harada came through in the clutch for all you DBZ fans out there. He issued a tweet later on in the day before we started recording. After we started recording, that you guys got your game back. Now you can play it at tournaments again.
So the ban on Dragon Ball Fighter Z was lifted, I guess, the day that we were recording, or maybe the day after while the video was still being edited. So basically, if you're going back to watch past episodes, that is no longer valid. So we reported on something, and then it turns out that it got fixed.
It's all good. We're moving on.
Well, they heard that we were talking about it, so then they were like, "Oh, we better do something about this shit quick."
Absolutely,
so that's got to be what it was.
You guys got your game back. I'm happy for you.
Me too.
This is the new year. This is a new podcast. Fairly new. We're 3 episodes.
Yes, episode 3. This is episode 3.
This is episode 3.
We're recording episode 3.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. Just making sure.
And with it being a new year, kind of what we want to do, at least the first podcast of each month, is kind of look at upcoming games that are coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games coming out this month.
2019, there's been a lot of big announcements already. But what we want to do is the first podcast of each month, take a look at what's coming out this month, and just kind of talk about, what games we definitely want to buy. Mm-hmm. And then probably I'd like to take a look at some of the indie games that, maybe a lot of people don't know about.
Like, you got me to actually look at a game today, because I'm kind of like an old school gamer, I guess I would consider myself. Like, I have like my core games that I stick to, and then I just, play the next one of that series that comes out.
Yeah.
And you got me to look at a new game that I would have known nothing about otherwise.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay,
what do you think? What do you want to talk about first? I already know.
I guess I should just go ahead and talk about it. It's a game called Undead Horde. I know nothing about this game. I just checked it out. It looks... Forgive me if I'm wrong, if anybody's played it before or anything, but to me it looks similar to... Oh, it's not? So this is the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, I know nothing about the series.
Pull up
but the game looks pretty interesting. It looks like a crossover between like Pikmin and something like maybe Gauntlet Legends or something.
Yeah, to me it looked like a top-down isometric view of there's a game that came out. It was called Overlord.
Okay.
And Overlord was like evil version of Pikmin.
All right.
Where
so
instead of
Pikmin wasn't the original Pikmin style.
No,
game.
Pikmin was.
Oh,
This
okay.
came out afterwards.
Okay.
I think it was on PS2, probably Xbox or Xbox 360. And you were like you were an overlord, but instead of like getting like little flower people, you're getting goblins, and each goblin had different colors, and then they could do different tasks.
So that might be why I'm kind of into this, because it's like you're raising the undead from, like, they have like these graveyards, and you can just like cast a spell to resurrect the dead. and then you can have them as your little minions to do whatever you want. Like in the video, I saw them like burning down houses and killing other people. And
Yeah, I watched a short little video. Let me see if I can find the.
I'm a Walking Dead fan, so that's
anything with
to me.
anything with the undead in it. There is a Walking Dead game coming out this.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you into the Walking Dead games?
No,
I can't get into them.
I
don't know
played
why.
them a little bit. So Undead Horde just says it's releasing in January 2019. It actually doesn't give a date for PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. So I'm out of luck. No PC, which is weird.
PS4.
Usually, little indie games come out on PC. But looks like it's being developed by 10 Tons Limited. And their little blurb on the US releases is Undead Horde is an action RPG where the focus is on items and controlling a horde of undead underlings. The living have occupied your lands for aeons. I don't think that's the right word, but you will make the dead great again. Uh-oh. We got some Trump support, or maybe it's a knock on Trump. Rise from the catacombs and take back your ancestral lands.
That just makes it sound even more interesting now.
Well, and like I said, it looks like an isometric version. It's kind of like old RTS games is what it kind of looks like to me, like Warcraft or StarCraft.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking
kind of
about.
top down, and you're probably playing as like the hero character in those games, and then whoever you kill. I think Warcraft 3 had a long time since I played that, but when you played Arthur's campaign, any enemies you killed, you can raise them up as skeletons, and they'd fight in your army. That was a neat little, looked like a neat little indie game. Mine that I'm looking really forward to, and I just found out about it a couple of days ago.
What's that?
It's a game called, I pronounced it Yik because it's spelled like Y-I-I-K, but later I found out that it's actually Y2K, so it's Y, the Roman numeral 2K, a postmodern RPG. And what's got me excited about it
Now,
is...
how would I spell that?
When I type it into Google, I spell it Y-I-I-K, so Yik.
Okay.
But when you go to their webpage, it has a little thing saying it's pronounced Y2K. And it's got like a really cool art style. It's kind of like to me, it looks like a little nicer version of the old 90s, like puzzle games.
Okay.
Your King's Quest and games like that, like the old LucasArts adventure games. But it's actually an RPG, like an old school turn-based RPG.
Okay.
And the combat looks like it's kind of a mix between Earthbound and Undertale.
You got my interest. You said Earthbound.
Well, like Earthbound, it's all like, normal things. Like in the trailer that they had, like you're fighting protesters, and like a police officer and like cups of coffee. And then later they showed how kind of like the special moves work. Like one of them, it looked like it was kind of like a DDR thing where you had to hit, quick time buttons.
Is it a VR game or?
No. It's. I think it's just PlayStation and Steam. I know it's coming out on Steam because when I started looking at it, it's Mac, PC, PS4, and it's coming on the Switch. This might be a game I get on the Switch.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a Switch game. It sounds like something where you want to actually participate in the game.
Yeah, and I mean it. I just heard about it, or came across it a couple of days ago, and I've been really interested on it. It looks like it's produced by Axe Studios, and Wisebred Games, YSBRYD Games. But I did see the guy that made Undertale, which was, I don't think you played it, but Undertale was a huge game for RPG lovers because it kind of turned everything that you know about RPGs on its side a little bit.
Okay.
With its, like, you know, typically in an RPG, when you get in a battle, you just try to kill everything. You can do a genocide run.
Level up.
Yeah. And it was basically like if you were the villain, like, oh, you're just going around killing everybody. There was options to where, like, you know, if it's a rampaging bull, you can calm it down. So, but it was harder to do that. But yeah, Yick. I'm trying to find the guy's website because I want to give a shout out to the guy that is doing it because it looks amazing. But like I was saying earlier, the guy that did Undertale, he did most if not all of the music for it.
Oh, that should be cool too.
But I know he did it looked like he did a couple of tracks for this also. Toby Fox was the creator of Undertale. And it looks like he was credited doing some music tracks on this. The music looks good, or sounds good. The visuals look really cool. It's kind of a stylized thing, you know, it's not photorealistic, it's not Red Dead Redemption or, you know, like a Monster Hunter, you know, where everything's realistic. It's kind of a cartoony art style.
Right.
But I dig it, and to me, that's my game of January 2019 that I'm really looking forward to finding out more about. But
yeah, I will say that when you showed me the video on it, it did. The first vibe I got was Earthbound. If you guys have ever played that, it's
one of the greatest RPGs of all time.
It was, yes, it's up there. It was the first RPG I ever played on Super Nintendo.
You can get Earthbound on the Switch, DS. If you got the Super Nintendo Classic, it's on that, which was a surprise to me because it did not sell well when it came out, but it is a cult favorite. And yeah, it reminds me, and Undertale's a lot like Earthbound also, but it's not your classic just hit A to attack. Like you can do combos and stuff with it, and the battles are actually take skill to get through. It's not just level your guy up real quick and then he's more powerful than everyone.
Okay.
And if Toby Fox wasn't directly involved in the development of it, it's the trailer, and we'll have it playing while we're talking here when we do the edit of this. The trailer shows some very Undertale inspired battles, and Undertale had real minimalist graphics, and this is a 3D version of it looks like, and it's got me really excited to play.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, like, the next game that I'm interested in playing this month is...
Oh, the AAA games. That's...
The AAA game.
The two we were talking about were our indie games that we wanted to see. But we've also each got AAA titles.
Oh, yeah, AAA games.
We want to... Two big ones that are coming out this month that I think we're both really excited. I'm excited to play both of them, but I know you had a specific one you were talking about that you're looking real forward to.
Yeah, of my AAA tier games coming out this month is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, I'm
Resident
really
Evil 2 was
huge. For a few reasons, though. I'm looking forward to this for a few reasons. For one, I have never played the original Resident Evil 2.
That's surprising because you're a huge Resident Evil fan.
Resident
Evil 2 was probably the best one besides 4?
I only had the remakes, like the remake of 1. I've played all the way through so many times.
Was that Resident Evil 0 or was there?
Well, I played both. They were both on GameCube, and that's the reason back in the day I was like preaching GameCube.
We're both on
it came out.
PlayStation.
Yeah, everybody was on PlayStation and Xbox. I was like, man, GameCube, don't underestimate it.
Fanboy.
No, I'm not always
Mario
a Nintendo fanboy, but I'm just
Said the guy with this coffee mug.
I'm just a fanboy of games that, have replay value. Once again, with the zombie theme, maybe I got an issue, but
maybe start chewing my brains out here in a minute.
But
you go hungry, you do that.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2, the remake. It's funny, I've played all the remakes so far, but I haven't played the originals. It's so sad.
Actually, when I was doing some research on it, you may want to try and play the original first. I think it's going to scare the crap out of me. Because they said, or they've hinted at, that since Resident Evil 2 was such a huge game back then, they're taking some things and kind of, not removing them, but kind of turning it about 25 degrees.
Okay, because they're not doing like the classic Resident Evil angle with this game. They're doing
they're doing like the Resident Evil 5,
the newer Resident Evil games.
It's not a picture of a background that you walk through, and then
that was difficult. I will say it added the horror to the game, and it added the extra like, man, I gotta be careful of going here because I can't see what's around this corner and stuff like that. But
that was just the limitations of the PlayStation.
Not really. I mean,
that's why they did it.
It was unique and it added something because you walk into a room and it's like, do you hear anything? It's like you got to first see if you hear anything, and it's like if you hear something, then not to like just go turn the corner and just run into stuff. But,
and maybe it wasn't because Devil May Cry was that way. The first Devil May Cry was like that.
Yeah, well, from what I heard, wasn't Devil May Cry
it was produced by it was supposed to be a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Resident Evil game, and then they made it into something else. But, yeah, if you guys remember, please add that in the comments, because I remember something like that. But, yeah, Resident Evil 2, the remake, like, I really want to get this game. I guarantee you I will be playing it when it comes out. I don't know about
I think I'll get it too.
Okay.
I loved it, and like apparently I looked for it today. I heard rumors that there was a 30-minute demo available.
Oh yeah, I did hear something about that.
But I looked on PSN today and I couldn't find it. So maybe it's just not released yet, but I mean it's 25th it comes out?
Yeah, it comes out on I want to say the 24th. 25th maybe, but you'll edit it and you'll post it.
Yeah, I'll post I'll have the date up there.
But
24th or 25th, so it's coming up soon.
Yeah, it's coming up very soon. I don't know. I'm one of these people that just I can't get a demo for a game that I know I'm going to get.
It's a 30-minute demo. It's like one tiny little piece. I think it's actually a piece in the middle of the story.
Yeah, I think demos are meant for like maybe diehards and maybe people that don't know if they want to get a game or not.
Yeah, you already know you're going to get it.
Yeah, I already know I'm going to get it, so I don't know. I'm weird. I normally don't play demos.
My big thing is I'm interested to see how they cater to the people that played Resident Evil 2. Like I saw a brief clip of it. There's a really iconic moment. When you first get into the police station. Spoiler alert if anyone hasn't played Resident Evil.
There's a police station in a Resident Evil game?
Well, no, the next part. Spoiler alert. There's a really iconic part in Resident Evil 2 where you're going down a hallway and this monster that's different from all the zombies busts through the window, and it scared the shit out of everybody the first time I played. And apparently they've tweaked that. It's not in the same spot. They said
that's good.
They still want it to surprise people that have played it 100 times already. And they said the story is a little different.
Yeah.
Some characters are fleshed out a little bit more.
I did hear something about that. I'd never.
I think Resident Evil 2. It had Leon and Claire. But if you beat it with both of them, you got the Ada Wong mission, I think, at the end.
Is that what it was? I know Ada Wong falls into that somehow. But
and so they're probably going to have that again. I think that was also the one where if you beat it with all three of them, you got like a special mode unlocked.
I would probably believe so. They do that for like every Resident Evil game, like where there's like a mercenaries mode or something.
Yeah, I think
available.
Resident Evil 2 had mercenary. I could be wrong though. It could have been Nemesis or one of those other ones, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil. I got to get through it before. Actually, it might come out on the same day as my top game, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wow, that's going to be that. Talk about AAA.
That's
games.
been a long time coming.
Oh yeah.
And I played. I don't think I ever beat the original Kingdom Hearts. I went through Kingdom Hearts 2, and then they started doing all the like goofy spin-off things, and they did a lot of remakes. I had Resident Evil 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 was the last one I played, and I think there was 10 altogether.
There was 10 Kingdom Hearts
because they did like they did a streamlined version. Like they did
they were on 3DS, right?
3DS, PlayStation, or it was PlayStation 2. I think they had one on PlayStation 3. They released 1, 2, and 2.5 as HD remakes on the PS4. But like they were the 1, 2, and 2.5 are supposed to be streamlined versions of the like completely convoluted and overcomplicated story of it.
So it's like the Mega Man series where you got like Mega Man, Mega Man X, Mega Man.
It's
X-Zero.
way more complicated than that. Like I think there's 7 different like main heroes through all of them.
I've only played the first one, and that was like a weird time in my life when I was kind of like into RPGs, but not really into RPGs. And I remember playing through the beginning of it and I didn't get very far at it. There was just a lot of, I feel like there was a change in RPGs around the PlayStation 2 era, where it was just kind of like...
Well, they wanted to go to a lot more action.
They were a lot more action.
It wasn't turn-based.
Yeah. That I don't know why, but I just kind of like started slowly getting out of RPGs because of that, because it felt less turn-based. Cause
it wasn't the classic RPGs that we were used to.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy, Earthbound, Dragon Quest.
Chrono Trigger, and I always talk about Saga Frontier. Like, that game just spoiled me probably as a RPG gamer, because you could just do whatever you want.
Except I hated Saga Frontier.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. I mean, I don't know. I just love the
Saga Frontier was not my cup of coffee.
And the funniest thing about it was that the second one was the complete opposite. It was
there was a Saga Frontier 2?
Yes, there was a Saga Frontier 2.
I never even heard of it.
And I hated it because it was the complete opposite of the first one. It was all story.
Then I probably loved it.
It was all story. So yeah, it's the funny thing about it is that the people who love Saga Frontier 2 hate the first one. People who love the first one hate the second one.
Yeah.
So, go figure.
Yeah, and I mean, with all the properties that Disney owns, I mean, they could have a Star Wars level in it. They could have a Marvel level in it. I mean, I'm assuming Goofy and Donnie, Goofy and Donald are your two main companions through the whole thing. And
heck, you might have new ones. I mean, now think about all the Disney movies that's come out in the past few years.
Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played one of them. Just because when they started doing all the crazy versions of it, I was just like, man, I can't buy 6 versions of this game to try and get the story. I'm definitely going to look up a YouTube video on what the story is so far.
Maybe like Spider-Man will be a special character or something.
Yeah. But the way it usually works is it's your main character, Donald and Goofy. That's your party. And then every time you visit a world, you get the main hero of that world as a companion also.
Okay.
But just for that world.
Okay.
So, like, I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2, like, you went to Tarzan's world and you got Tarzan on your party for a while. You went to Hercules' World,
See,
and you
there's
got
been, like-
Hercules. You went to Nightmare Before Christmas, and you got Jack Skellington.
That's pretty cool. I mean, there's just been so many Disney movies over the past, when did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out? Like, plus 10 years ago, maybe?
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, I
Okay.
think people have been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for 6 years. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. The original version. Release date 2005. So 13 years, 14 years. 13 years. Came out on my birthday in 2005.
It came out on your birthday in
December
2005,
22nd,
and you don't even know
2005.
it. That's sad.
I probably didn't
Nah.
play it. That was probably around the time I played Kingdom Hearts 1.
I probably couldn't name a single game that came out on my birthday, if any did. That'd be an interesting.
I couldn't
stat to
before
look
right
up.
now. And
Why don't you guys do that? Look up a game that came out on your birthday. That would be pretty funny to just
Yeah.
see, and then just post it in the comments below.
yeah, I don't know. That would be a tough thing to research. Is well, again, I just got lucky that the game that we're talking about originally came out, or the sequel came out on my birthday in 2005.
But yeah, that's 13 years. Just think about all the Disney characters that have came out in the past 13 years that they could add. Like, I mean,
Toy Story,
Moana. There's a lot. in
all the
past few
Marvel
years.
stuff.
Well, yeah, Marvel stuff.
Frozen. Shoot, I don't have a kid, so I don't know Disney
Monsters
movies.
Inc. I mean, all that.
Oh,
stuff.
Monsters Inc. was. I think one of them had a Monsters Inc. Level, and you got the little eyeball guy or the big fluffy guy.
We don't know their names.
I
At all.
don't.
That's sad. Well, maybe that's a good thing. I mean, I've been watching Disney movies the past few years, but
I've been watching the good ones. Shoot,
Yeah.
have you seen the? Why do they keep calling the new Lion King live action when it's CG? That's just upgraded animation. They ain't live
For the
action. They
kids.
don't got real lions out there. They're computer generated.
yeah, I don't know. They're doing that with all the movies now. I don't know if you've seen like the new
Well, they're
Jungle
doing
Book or
They're doing the new Jungle Book was actually really good.
Yeah.
They're doing Aladdin. They're doing Lion King. They already did Beauty and the Beast.
yeah. I didn't watch
There's Jungle
that.
Book. I got a girlfriend. She loves it. So
I want to see Finding
I've seen
Dory live action underwater the whole time. Yeah, do that.
Finding
Disney.
Dory, Finding Nemo is way better. Why not do Finding Nemo?
Or they could do Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo and Dory, they both get
Well,
lost.
Finding Nemo is it's not your typical Disney. It doesn't have songs and stuff in it.
This
so.
is what they do. Nemo and Dory both get lost, and they get Namor to come rescue them.
Finding Namor.
Finding Namor.
Finding Namor. It's Namor is Marvel.
Namor the Submariner.
Marvel and Finding Nemo
Yeah.
crossover event. That'd be pretty good.
That'd be,
That could be
you're
a
thinking
sketch
about it,
that
like,
we
right,
do.
right now.
That'd be pretty
fuck.
funny.
Disney, we're giving you an idea right now.
Disney's probably watching this like, yeah, copyright. Strike them down. They make a dime off of
Monetize.
it. We want, no monetization there. So yeah, let us know in the comments if there's any indie games coming out soon that you're interested in or excited about. We definitely want to promote the indie game developers out there because they don't got the money that Sony, Disney, Capcom, they don't have that. So we'd like to, we'd like to have a little platform for the indie developers out there. If anyone in the comments section has an indie game that they're looking forward to, we'd love to play it. Might even make a live stream out of it, or at least a little video talking about playing it and seeing what we thought about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments if there's any upcoming games, indie or not. If you got some AAA games that you're excited about, if you're excited about Resident Evil 2 Remake, if you're excited about Kingdom Hearts 3, let us know what you're excited about. That way, when we play them, we can take a look at it and go, see if we can get excited for the same things you guys. been getting excited for.
Absolutely. Talk about excited. What about this whole logo change for Marvel Games? You seen this on Twitter the other day?
Yeah, I did. Marvel is, I think they're going to hit a home run this year with all their properties coming out. And I guess that's why they had to make a change. They got to find something to do with all that money.
It's got to be a ton of reasons. I mean, this is kind of off topic, but it kind of is on topic. But they're being very hush-hush about the new Avengers movie and about what's going on. Like, I heard they're offering just their bare minimum beginning of the movie material for the trailer, and that's it. And along with that, and this whole announcement that actually was announced today with the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four week ended, and they posted a big thing on Twitter about it.
Yeah, so they were very
coy.
Yeah, they were very coy about it, and it sounds to me like they're going to add the Fantastic Four as DLC into the new Spider-Man game.
Well, they said that there was something fantastic that was going to be added to the Marvel Spider-Man game. And, I mean, it could be 1,000 things.
I'm excited.
Well, what do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I just think it's going to be the whole
I want to be excited.
Universe.
I want to be excited.
Not only Fantastic Four, think about this. Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I want to be excited, but I don't think I'm worried they're not going to go that far. I think what it's going to be is either going to be one of the Spider-Man Fantastic Four suits. What was it?
That would be such a letdown.
The Fantastic Foundation, and what was the one
like
where
the
he
Baxter
stole?
Building?
Yeah, he stole one of the Fantastic Four suits, and then he just had a bag over his head. I can't remember the name.
I do remember that. It was.
Can't remember the name of that suit.
It was in a comic.
There's a lot in a couple of comics. I think it was also on the animated series.
You do also have the fact that in the comics you had a lot of Human Torch and Spider-Man team-ups.
Well, Spider-Man was in the Fantastic Four.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean,
when Johnny Storm died,
a ton of people have been in the Fantastic Four: Ghost Rider, Black Panther, Storm. But She-Hulk, there's been a ton of characters in the Fantastic Four.
So do you think it's going to be like DLC missions, like
involving the
heist
Fantastic
and
Four?
Stuff? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know like who's played the Spider-Man game, but we played a decent amount of it. And there's like blocked off areas. Like you have like your whole city that you're in, and then there's like blocked off areas. So
I haven't played it in DLC, so I don't know if those.
Yeah, I know one of them involves the Black Cat and her missions, but I haven't gotten those yet.
And there's one that's Hammerhead, and
I think that's with the Black Cat.
No, that's that. I think the heist is the second one. That's got Hammerhead in it, and I'm not sure what the third one is.
Okay.
But they said there was going to be 3 DLCs for it. So if they do a fourth one, that's a lot of work on their part.
Yeah, that is.
And it would be a surprise. And like the season pass, I think only has 3 on there.
I mean,
when you go into the menu, it's only. I think it's just going to be either suits. Or they're going to put, like, the Baxter Building in there just as, like, an Easter egg kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think that they're going to be adding a ton of stuff.
I'd like to, too.
You like tutus?
I'd like to, too.
You like tutus?
I hope they do. That would be awesome to, be... The way that game is made, swinging around, and it's, like, Johnny Storm's flying around.
Yeah, but I mean,
Stretch Armstrong out there, Mr. Fantastic.
I guess I have higher expectations or something. I don't know.
I mean, I think I'm just more cynical than you are. I think it's going to be like 2 suits, and maybe they'll do like mini missions where it's like you got to find them, or it could be like Easter egg stuff where Fantastic Four's around and you got to take pictures of something or. Something like that. I think it's going to be something dinky, but I hope I'm wrong.
Maybe it's something where, like, they're just updating the logo every month or something, maybe, or, like, every once in a blue moon they'll just update their logo or something, whereas, like, they're getting the X-Men franchise and everything, and, like, all the franchises for Marvel are finally coming back together. So, like, what if next month they change it to, like, an X-Men symbol or something?
Maybe.
That could be something as well, just to signify that they have everything now.
Yeah.
So, but
I hope
yeah.
it's something big. If they had a Fantastic Four DLC where you like fought the Fantastic Four or you're a part of the Fantastic Four, they had villains like Doctor Doom and the Skrulls and
oh my gosh, it just opens up all the possibilities. I saw something in the comments about
wasn't Super Skrull in one of the Marvel games too?
He was in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
That was my character in that game too. But like they could add the Skrulls. They could add. I saw something in the comments about Doctor Strange or Black Panther coming eventually.
I don't know where I saw that, but I did see that somewhere.
I'm thinking that might be because they have movies coming out soon, or they have movies in the works.
Yeah.
So that could like tie in relation with the Spider-Man game. I don't know, but maybe that's something in the works as well.
Yeah, we could. We could hope. They didn't give a time frame or anything for it, did they?
They didn't, but they also seem to put a lot of effort into this. Have you seen this mobile game? These like mobile Marvel games that like are advertised.
The only one I've played is Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Okay, there's one that's like I think it's called Clash of Champions or Clash of Contests.
I haven't played that one, and then they had like a fighting game and I heard there's a new Marvel Ultimate Alliance coming out.
Oh yes, for the Switch.
Yeah,
that's going to be crazy. There hasn't been like a lot of information on it yet, but I mean, you've seen like Wolverine, and that's all I've seen really so far.
He's a big seller.
Yeah, but hopefully they can get all the X-Men.
Well, I mean, if they get one, they'll get them all. So if they got Wolverine, they'll have all the X-Men.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you now. I'm the cynical one. I'm just like, I hope they get all the X-Men. I don't know.
All the good ones.
Yeah, I don't want to just see Wolverine and these X-people, you know what I mean?
We can't talk about it on the podcast, but that always reminds me of Chapman. He gets his special team together.
His special team together.
We'll talk about it after the podcast.
Okay.
And that's probably a good note to leave everything on. So thanks for watching. In the comments, let us know, is there upcoming indie games that you're looking forward to? Upcoming AAA titles that you're looking forward to? And if you're a fan of Sony's Marvel's Spider-Man, let us know what you think their fantastic addition to Marvel Spider-Man is going to be. I think it's just going to be a couple of suits.
I have high hopes.
You think it's going to be a bunch of missions and stuff like that. I really hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too.
I hope you're right.
I hope they exceed my expectations.
More often than not, I'm right. So it's going to be a couple of suits. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like,
share,
leave some comments. Subscribe. Sharing helps immensely. Hit that little subscribe button. We don't post as often as we'd like, but once we get a few subscribers and some viewers, I think it'll help us get more content to you more often. So liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing, all those things helps us produce content like this more often, and hopefully make the content better in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, we just kind of talk about what we want to talk about, and we want to share it with you guys.
Give us stuff to talk about. Post stuff in the comments and give us
ideas. Do our job for us.
Yeah.
That would help us a lot.
Oh, yeah. We're busy men.
That's right. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the More Power Podcast.